Guys, trivia. Did you know that the last poison type sync pair we got, and I mean poison type, not any other type with poison moves. Poison type sync pair we got was Lucy. And when did Lucy come out? July 2020. And she does not even have a 6-star EX nor an expanded sync grid yet. The only poison type we have with an expanded sync grid and with 6-star EX available is Plumeria, who came out on February, was it March 2020. Today, finally, we're getting another poison type with expanded sync grid with 6-star EX. How good is Looker and Croagunk, and should you scout or should you skip? We discussed this, so hit the thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let's do this. Yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt. And this is Pokemon Masters EX. In this video, we discuss Looker and Croagunk, who is the third out of the 4 sync pairs that are coming out in the first Datamine, or in this first update of August 2022. Before the run-up to 3-year anniversary of Pokemon Masters. And if you guys don't know, we are going to have Pokemon Presents on this day as well, featuring news with Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. I'm really excited about this news. But finally, we have another poison type. And as you might know, Cygnasuit May and Cygnasuit Brendan are Pokefair scouts. That means 10% chance of scouting a random 5-star sync pair, 2% chance of getting either of them, and they are both limited units. Meanwhile, we have Looker and Courtney coming out 2 days apart. They are Spotlight Scouts, and that means once their banners end on July 28th, any other banner, most of the banners, like 90-something% of all the banners will contain Looker and Courtney. And they are gonna be scoutable. I'm pretty sure when the anniversary comes out, the anniversary units will have them both in their Spotlight pool. So, if you are patient, you can wait until, don't scout for them because they're gonna be permanent. If you want one copy now, though, there is one sure way to get them. I highly suggest, unless you're a collector or unless you collect Tech Move Candy Coins, skip this banner. If you collect candy coins like me, go for 3 times normal multi-pull to get 3 Tech Move Candy Coins. If you are willing to spend paid gems, you can go for the paid gem route, which guarantees you 1 copy after 5 multiples. Is it called a tiered scout? I forgot if it's called a tiered scout. But wait, no, not 5 multiples. By spending 7,500 gems. No, it's first scout half of the first multiple is 1,500 paid gems. Second one is 3,000. Third one is 3,000 as well. And by doing 3 multiples, you will have enough custom 5-star power-ups to make him 6-star EX instantly. Plus, you get 1 sure copy, and in those 3 multiples, you might get lucky and get another copy or another 2 copies or more if you're extremely lucky. So, yeah, if you are willing to spend paid gems 7,500, then go for it. If you collect candies or candy coins, then go for it. But if you don't, I highly recommend that you skip this banner because anniversary is near. And same thing for Courtney. Courtney, yes, has Ground Zone. We're gonna discuss her in her own Scout or Skip video, which is coming out. But if you want a more, bird's eye view of everyone, you can check out my August Sync Pairs Who to Scout for video. or rather August Part 1 Sync pairs. Probably, but I already have Scout or Skip videos for SYGNA Suit May as well as SYGNA Suit Brendan. So if you haven't checked them out yet, do check them out. But in this meantime, we're gonna just discuss LOOKER and Croagunk. And if you see this banner image or this Mindscape image, congratulations! You have successfully scouted for codename LOOKER. He is a very typical sync pair as poison type physical striker with 370 attack. So if you 6-star EX him, his attack stat and special attack stat will be 420, but then he doesn't have any special attacks. 420 attack stat, not too bad. And decent, not too high speed, pretty low HP, pretty average defenses, but not too low defenses for a striker. Now, Poison Sting is a 1-move gauge attack, and it has a 30% chance of leaving the target poison, plus another 30% because of his passive skill. Toxic chance too. Basically, if you use Poison Sting, or Poison Jab, which also has a 30% chance of poisoning the opponent. You have a 60% chance of poisoning the opponent with either Poison Sting or Poison Jab. He has Hostile Environment on his grid, which I probably do not exactly recommend. I mean, you do not need to poison the opponent and poison them again, and poison them again, and poison them again. Just poison them once, so that's a little bit overkill for me. Poison Jab is a little bit more powerful, or a lot more powerful than Poison Sting. It's a 3-move gauge attack, and you have Dire Hit Plus, which basically, you know, maximizes your critical hit rate with 2 uses. And on the case, which you can use once to raise your attack stat plus 4 and raise your speed stat plus 2, as well as give yourself a super effective up next effect to yourself. If you get on the case, MP Refresh, you can max out your attack stat, raise your speed stat a little bit higher, bring back that super effective up next. He has Berserker 2 on his trainer move in his sync grid, which I do not recommend. I rather you get on the case MP Refresh, because I think, you know, rather than just raising your attack stat, why not raise your speed stat as well as give yourself a super effective up next again. And then his sync move is the typical striker sync move, which if you decide to 6-star EX him, it will hit everyone. So yeah, his passive skills are interesting. You have Refreshing Water Guard. This basically reduces damage from water type moves. So Water Guard, plus every single time when it is raining, when you use Poison Sting or Poison Jab, you get to recover a little bit of health. So Refreshing Rain and Water Guard together into one passive is Refreshing Water Guard. Now you also have Super Duper Effective 9, which basically almost doubles your attack power for Poison Sting as well as Poison Jab, making you a pretty nice poison type attacker. And then for this sync pair, you know, you can maximize your critical hit rate. Definitely give Critical Strike 2. If you insist, you can give Super Powered 3, or another thing you can give probably is Weathered Warrior, since you can have rain, and when you have rain, you are a little bit tankier. In his sync grid, you can see that you also have Rain Gear 1 at 2 out of 5. When it is raining, you get to receive lower damage. When he has another Water Guard at 2 out of 5 as well. He has a multiplier for his attack, Toxic Power 2. If the opponent is poisoned, you get to deal 20 around that extra damage. And then he has Furious Brawn at 3 out of 5. The higher your attack stat is, the stronger your Poison Jab as well as Poison Sting will be. Now he has 2 extra or multipliers for his sync move. One is Double Down 5. If the opponent's weak to poison, you get to deal 50% stronger sync move damage. And then there's Virulent Toxin 5. If the opponent is poisoned or badly poisoned, you get to deal another 50% stronger sync move damage. So you can get to double your sync move damage by having Double Down 5 and Virulent Toxin 5 on his kit. And then, as you might know, his trainer move gives you a super effective up next. You can also get a super effective up next extra 1 by getting Super Sinker. If you use your sync move for the very first time using LOOKER, you get to bring yourself a super effective up next. There are other tiles in his grid. Again, there's Hostile Environment 1, which I feel is pretty excessive. There's Fast Track 4, which you can use to increase your speed stat even more. And yeah, 2 sync nuke tiles and extra things. But then again, you cannot get everything in his grid. And let us head over to the Pokemon Master Tools right now. PoMaTools over here by STDK12. To discuss, as you might see over here, 1 out of 5 can get you everything. So don't worry, if you have 1 copy, you can get everything. At 2 out of 5, you have 2 options. Several options rather. First is attack. We got Toxic Power 2 for the multiplier. I got an MP refresh for his trainer move, so you can maximize your attack stat. You can probably raise your speed stat by 2 extra. I got Fast Track 4, 50% chance of increasing my speed when I attack. We got Poison Jab move gauge refresh 3, 2 Poison Jab damage tiles over to the bottom left. We got attack plus 20 to increase our attack stat even more. That is my Poison Jab build because I feel that Poison Jab is, rather than use a 1 move gauge Poison Sting, which is pretty weak, I'll focus on Poison Jab unless I really want that sync move countdown to come down. The other one is a defensive build, which we also get Toxic Power 4, or Toxic Power 2 rather. I got Fast Track 4, I got the Water Guard, as well as Rain Gear 1 to the top left of the screen. So that when it's raining, I get to receive less damage from Rain Gear 1. I get to recover HP from Refreshing Water Guard passive skill. I get Water Guard if the opponent hits me with a water type attack, I receive less damage. And Refreshing Water Guard will reduce the damage of water type moves as well. So if it's raining, Rain Gear 1 plus Water Guard plus Refreshing Water Guard will take action when the opponent attacks us with water type attacks. Meanwhile, if it's raining and we are hit with another type of attack, not a water type, Rain Gear 1 will work. If the opponent attacks us with another type of move, or if the opponent attacks us with water type moves but it is not raining, Water Guard and Refreshing Water Guard will trigger, but we will not recover HP, and Rain Gear 1 will not trigger. I hope you get the idea, but that's that, guys. If it's raining and we get hit with water type attacks, we will technically receive very little damage. And then at 3 out of 5, I have 2 builds for this. First build is Sync Nuke. Sync Nuke, if you don't understand what that means, basically multiplier, increase the sync move damage. Virulent Toxin 5 if the opponent's poisoned, stronger sync nuke damage. Double Down 5 if the opponent is weak to poison type attacks, stronger damage. We got 2 sync nuke tiles over there. I really dislike that I have to get Dire Hit plus MP refresh 2, because that is one of the most worthless tiles in Sync Grid. But it's the only way I found that's pretty cheap, so I had to get that. But you know, there's no right or wrong with Sync Grid. If you find a better route for this one, then go for it. And the other tile is the attack move multiplier, which I got Toxic Power 2 and Furious Brawn over there to the top right. We also got 2 Sync Nuke tiles to make our sync move stronger even without Double Down 5 as well as Virulent Toxin 5. We're gonna MP refresh for his trainer move so that we can maximize his attack stat, increase his speed stat a little bit more because we did not get Fast Track 4. And then we aim for Poison Jab. Increase the damage of Poison Jab, and that's it. Those are my Sync Grid options for him. And again, play with the Sync Grid as much as you want because not really an issue here. But let's move on, guys. So that's the overall analysis or quick look at LOOKER. Now let us go ahead and compare these four very quickly. In terms of stats, as you can see over here, LOOKER actually has the lowest stats out of the bunch. Oof! With the lowest HP, lowest attack, lowest defense, and lowest special defense out of the bunch. This is pretty sad. But, you know, it's been a while since we got a Pokemon a Spotlight Scout that does not evolve. We have a couple of Spotlight Scouts that have no evolution. Very few, as much as I'm aware. One of the notable ones is Lily and Clefairy, who does not evolve into Clefable. Most of the other Spotlight Scouts have been able to evolve into stronger Pokemon. I'm hoping that along the line, LOOKER's Croagunk can evolve into Toxicroak and increase these stats, because honestly they're not low. But if you compare it with the others over here, it's pretty sad that it's low on stats. He's the lowest in most of the stats. But stats don't matter, because what matters is the multipliers. And as you can see over here, he has the highest, or he has the most attack move multipliers out of the bunch, with not too few sync move multipliers over here. And if you're wondering how he compares with the other poison types, particularly Plumeria, because Plumeria right now is the only 6-star EXable poison type. Well, I compare him with Plumeria, as well as some others. And this is what I came up with. LOOKER versus Alistair, because Alistair has a poison type attack. Versus SYGNA Giovanni, because, you know, he has poison jab as well. Versus Koga, the sync pair we have, poison type, that has an expanded sync grid. Versus Plumeria. If you're wondering Lucy, why isn't she here? Well, Lucy's kit doesn't have any, you know, no expanded sync grid, blah blah blah. As you can see over here, LOOKER has the lowest speed out of the bunch. And overall, the other stats are pretty much between, in the center. Not too strong, not too weak. The lowest HP is Plumeria in terms of attack. Yes, LOOKER has higher attack stat than Plumeria's special attack, as you can see over here. Plumeria has higher defenses than LOOKER, but LOOKER has higher HP. But Plumeria has the highest speed out of the bunch. Meanwhile, Koga is a tech sync pair, expected tech to have higher defenses than strikers. Meanwhile, SYGNA Giovanni, well, has the highest attack stat. But again, stats probably don't matter. You want to look at this one. And these are the multipliers that they have. And let us quickly talk about them right now as I try to hide myself. How do I hide myself? Give me a sec. Here you go. So, we're not talking about SYGNA Giovanni and Alistair's sync move multipliers, because, you know, they're not exactly poison types. Alistair's Ghost. SYGNA Giovanni is ground type. Plumeria has Inertia, a very good multiplier. The higher the speed stat is, the stronger the damage. You can do this by using her trainer move, I think twice. I'm not sure if you can max it, but your move gauge has to be quite full. Then you use her trainer move in order to raise her speed stat. Now, I'm not sure. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, she cannot raise her own critical hit rate. I think her other trainer move is move gauge boost. So probably you need another trainer to raise her critical hit rate before she can do, you know, critical hits are an important thing, because you want to give your trainers critical strike 2 lucky skill. And if they cannot raise their own critical hit rate on their own, you would have to get another support in order to do that, or an extra turn in order to do that. And that is basically, you get the idea, guys. So, Plumeria, what do you have? You have Harry 3, If the opponent's flinching, stronger damage, you can make the opponent flinch by getting staggering 4, if I'm not mistaken, with her Smog, a 1 move gauge low accuracy attack. But then you can raise the accuracy, you can get the staggering 4 tile in her grid. It's a 1 move gauge attack, you can spam this. You got super duper effective 2 built in. You got super effective up next. I forgot where this is obtained. Is it her trainer move or something? And Toxic Power 3. Oh, if she has super effective up next. Wait, let me fix this. No, she does not have super effective up next. So, you get to increase damage by making the opponent flinch. If the opponent's weak to poison, you got super duper effective 2. Plus you get Toxic Power 3 if the opponent is poisoned. Now, Plumeria also has Sludge Wave. It's an AoE poison type attack. So Plumeria's advantage over Looker is that Looker attacks only one opponent, meanwhile Plumeria hits everyone. And in Champion Stadium, you know, you don't want to defeat the center opponent too quickly. You want to deal with the sides first, or else the sides will kill you with AoE attacks. But if you focus too much on the sides and not kill the center opponent, you know, the opponent will get sync buffs for every sync move, and that's the advantage of AoE attacks, is that you get to hit everyone at the same time. Meanwhile, Koga has Poison Fang, which can badly poison the opponent. And speaking of Poison Fang, or badly poison, in this group of sync pairs, it's only Koga that can badly poison the opponent. The rest, Looker, Alistair, Plumeria, and SYGNA Giovanni can only normal poison the opponent, and the damage, the increasing damage in terms of poison, only Koga has access to this. And then Koga's Veno Shock doubles in damage if the opponent is poisoned. Got Bob and Weave, the higher your evasiveness stat is, the stronger your damage is. Toxic Power, again, if the opponent is poisoned, get to deal stronger damage. Critical Strike 1 applies to both sync moves and normal attacks. You get a built-in multiplier if the opponent is poisoned. And you get Blind Spot if the opponent, or if your speed is, or rather, if your evasiveness is higher, the stronger your sync move damage. But Koga does not have a 6-star EX form yet, and he will not be able to benefit from the 1.5 times multiplier of 6-star EX tech sync pairs. Alistair, you have to restrain the opponent. You can restrain the opponent by using his restraining sync tile on his sync grid. If you use a sync move, the opponents will be restrained. And then you also have your G-Max move, G-Max Terror, if I'm not mistaken, also restrains the opponents. Sludge Bomb, Toxic Power 2 if the opponent is poisoned, get to deal stronger damage. Super duper effective 2, super effective up next, Toxic Power 3. Meanwhile, SYGNA Giovanni has Hit the Gas 5, an innate multiplier which increases the amount of move gauge required. So basically, Poison Trap, 4 move gauge attack. Furious Brawn, similar to Looker, the higher your attack stat is, the stronger the damage. And you can maximize Giovanni's attack stat immediately. Poison Jab, super duper effective 3 if the opponent is weak to poison. There's super duper effective 2. There's Surging Sand 2 if it's Sandstorming. As well as give yourself a super effective up next. I think with his trainer move? Or is it built in at the start of the battle? Somewhere there. Or rather, I think after you use a max move, you get a super effective up next. Somewhere along those lines. Meanwhile, Looker, higher attack stat. And then the opponent has to be poisoned and weak to poison. And that's it. That is how you trigger Looker's multipliers. And by using his sync move or using his trainer move, you get a super effective up next. And now, how do these convert into numbers? Do you think Plumeria is stronger than Looker? Or do you think Looker is stronger than Plumeria? Let me know what you think, if you're correct or not, but this is what this converts to. As you can see over here, Looker is stronger than Plumeria, both in terms of DPS, or rather in terms of max possible damage. and the sync damage. So if you're looking for a new poison type attacker, guys, 3 out of 5 Looker is stronger than 3 out of 5 Plumeria. Especially, you know, you just have to do this. And Plumeria's Harry 3 is probably difficult to trigger. You have to flinch the opponent first unless you have a dedicated flincher. But again, Plumeria has an AoE attack which can hit everyone. Meanwhile, Looker only has single target attacks, which you know the idea. Signature Giovanni is the strongest out of the bunch with a 2,701,236 damage thing. And by the way, thank you to Jack for the computations. If you're curious about how this is computed, link will be in the description. And thank you to Absol-utely for the Datamine. Koga is the strongest out of the bunch even without 6-star EX tech. You get an 8,363,379 from the multipliers that you have. But he's also the weakest in terms of max damage, of DPS, of whatsoever, with 1,630,044. And Alistair, a little bit stronger than Koga, but still second weakest in terms of poison type damage. Now, we don't have a lot of poison types, so let us rank the strongest attackers currently as poison types. And this is what it looks like. The highest damager poison type is Signature Giovanni, followed by Looker, followed by Plumeria, followed by Alistair, followed by Koga. But then there are more poison types and you'll see them right now. If we rank the nuke damage, as you might know, Signature Giovanni and Alistair are not poison types again. If we strictly limit this to poison types or those who can deal poison type nuke damage, this is how this looks like. Koga is at the top with 8,363,379, followed by Looker with 5,501,034, followed by Plumeria with 4,927,230, followed by Poison type Gladion if you use his trainer move first, 4,308,268, followed by, surprisingly, Triumphs with 3,233,260. But with an attack damage like that, well, don't expect much. But then he has poison gas and he can recover himself. So yeah, I wonder if Jesse and James will rerun, plus get an expanded sync grid, since Ash will probably be the gift sync pair in the next update. But guys, that's it. If you know, why would you want to scout for Looker? Number one, you are bored of using Plumeria or Koga or Gladion as a poison type sync pair. Probably, you know, you want a stronger. Definitely the only reason you want to scout for Looker, aside from he's being your favorite character or Croagunk being your favorite Pokemon or something like that, is that you want a new poison type. Finally, there's a new one, you want to scout for him. So, how good is he? Well, again, you only get the multipliers, most of the multipliers, with 3 copies. Double Down 5, Virulent Toxin 5 is a 3 out of 5, Furious Brawn is a 3 out of 5, Toxic Power 2 a 2 out of 5, but then you got Super Duper Effective 9 as well as Super Effective Up Next built in to his kit. So yeah, what else? You have a 60% chance of poisoning the opponent by using Looker. And then what else? I'm not really sure what to say about Looker here. You like detectives? I mean, he has appeared in a lot of Pokemon games, so yeah, let me know your reasons why you want to scout for Looker. In terms of not wanting to scout for Looker, there are honestly a lot. He's a Spotlight Scout. He's probably gonna be in the Anniversary banner most likely. He is, you know, you've been shafted. You're trying to save up gems for the anniversary. There is a part 2 of the anniversary of the August Datamine, so on and so forth. There are so many reasons why you do not want to scout. And in terms of scouting for either LOOKER or COURTNEY, I'd rather you go COURTNEY instead of LOOKER, because COURTNEY, I think, is way better overall. But, you know, those are my suggestions. This is what you want. Because in terms of this, I cannot really suggest that you scout for the a Spotlight Scout unless you want to go for the paid route. But in terms of going normal route gems, I highly cannot recommend him unless this. So yeah, that is it for my analysis or my scout or skip video for this guy. If you are curious how many gems we still have left, you can check out my how many gems can we get for August, or at least for the first half of August. I'm gonna make another one once the new Datamine comes out or new update comes out. Stay tuned, we'll get part 2 of sync pairs. Can we expect another 4 sync pairs in the part 2? I'm just hoping that Matt will be scoutable, since COURTNEY has been possessed by Groudon and Matt has been possessed by Kyogre. I'm hoping that it's Matt that's gonna be scoutable, because he's my favorite villain admin out of everything. And yeah, what else? Nothing much. We're done, guys. That is my scout or skip video for him. And yeah, that's it. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you're scouting or not. But then I want to give a huge shout out again to my awesome members who have gifted these guys memberships. There are new people in my, there are new receivers right now. So if your names appear in this list, congratulations. You are a member or a VIP of this channel. And you can hang out with us with playing the icons and stuff. Sus SPL Cup. Who the heck are you? Thank you, Shadowphil and Jeremy, for gifting memberships. And thank you to my awesome members out here for supporting me all throughout these years. Thank you, Shadowphil, Marokman, Aryan, Singh, Tacman, Alcin, Roy, Luca, Jeremy, Sasri, Ambrion, Marcella, Lance, Nice, Iwis, Tatsuya Gold, and welcome to the lair. Apsaras Gaming. Surya, welcome aboard. That's it. I'm done. Stay tuned. I'm still gonna work on COURTNEY's video coming soon. I'm very distracted these days because my phone has apparently been stolen. I'm not sure if they're gonna return my phone. They should. They're a repair company and they have fixed my phone before, but they're being extremely sus right now. They took my phone. They said they're gonna return it to me overnight. It's been a week. Earlier, they said they're gonna come and deliver the phone to me. They did not. Very sus. And I'm really distracted because it affects a lot of my Pokemon Masters videos, especially some of you guys been asking me, will you make a list of sync pairs, you know, my sync pair decks project? It's highly reliant on that phone, because if I use my Pixel 6 Pro, it has a different resolution and I cannot exactly use this phone to record or make that video. I need my old phone back because different resolution. But anyway, rant over. Please pray for my phone as well as pray for me that I get my phone back. But with that said, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. You're this team's called Grunt. I will see you in the next video. Rawr.